Hi and welcome back. So in this video we're going to be registering our users, and it's going to be a very similar procedure as what we did with the login. The first thing to do would be to create another route called something like register, and then give it the appropriate HTTP method, which is post. Remember, the get method would send parameters in the URL, and the post method sends them encoded and hidden from users, and then a register user method. And then we can get the email and password that they've written in the form, and I'm just going to copy the code from up here, and then we can simply register the user. If we go to the user model, we can see that register is a class method, and that only takes an email and a password. So the only thing we've got to do, and it also saves to MongoDB. So the only thing we've got to do really is say register user, and then give it the email and the password. Then we should probably also add the user's email to the session. And finally we can return, we can return the same template as before. So in the register method, we'll get the email and password from the form, then we'll register the user, and then we'll add the email to the session, and finally we will render the template profile, just like we did with login. And I didn't actually realize that in the register method, or rather I forgot, we've actually already setting the session email to be email, so we don't have to do that here. Okay, there we go. Remember to constantly be checking your code to ensure that you're doing things that are correct as per your mental model of your program, because in many instances you'll be doing things that you think make sense, but you've actually forgotten or incorrectly constructed your mental model of what your program actually looks like. So in that case, I forgot that the email was in the session already from this method, and I wrote it there, but it wasn't necessary. So make sure you're constantly checking back and ensuring that what you're doing really makes sense. Okay, so now what we have to do is create the register profile. And also we will need an endpoint that will allow users to access the register template. So what I'm going to do is change these two endpoints. And I'm going to change them from /login to auth/login, and from /register to auth/register. That's simply for authentication. And now we can have other endpoints such as /login for the login template. And we can have /register for the register template. By the way, remember this is going to be now /login. This is going to be /register. So what the users are accessing really is your website and then the endpoint. In our case, it's 127.0.0.1:4995. But of course, if we put this in a server and give it an address, then this will change. Okay, so now we have to create the register template. So we're going to go into our templates and create a new HTML file and call it register, and it's actually going to be extremely similar to the login form. Before we proceed, remember to change the action here to be the correct action. Okay, copy everything and go into register.html. From auth login, change it to auth register. From login form, change it to register form or other ID, and then the rest is fine. Okay, so if we save that, we will actually realize from below that we've got an error. That's because these two are called the same. So instead of hello method, we want to change it to login template and register template. And now Python won't complain that we're doing something incorrect. Okay, so let's go back in here. Notice how now, if we remove login, we get a not found error because we no longer have an endpoint with nothing in it. All our endpoints have something, which means that there is no home page really. We should probably do something about that. So app route that def home template. And then we can return another template called home.html, which doesn't exist yet, but let's not worry about that. And then we can register our users here. So I'm going to register a new user called me, and the password is 123. And there we go. Now I am registered, and if I go into login, we can log in. And there we go. So now we see that the login and the registration works, and what we should do next is work on making them a bit prettier, really, so that our users aren't immediately bouncing off our site when they see our bare HTML forms. So that's what we're going to be doing in the next video. We're going to be implementing the Bootstrap framework onto our site. It's actually really easy, and it immediately makes everything substantially prettier. So I'll see you in the next video.